And that's that. End of story.
Rick's
And Andrew, yeah, he's gonna die next season. Rick's gonna die next season.
Yeah.
Andrew, I don't want to work with Andrew anymore.
Oh, that's fine. He can go and do something else then.
Oh,
I'm
man.
good. I'm good to lose anybody at this point. Michael says, I found it way too convenient that Negan allowed Sasha to ride along in the coffin.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree.
And more importantly, why did he even want her in a coffin to begin with?
I think it was very like theatrical. Like they really wanted to, he wanted to really express the analogy.
What was the analogy going to be? I'm going to kill her if you don't let me in?
I'll kill her, and she's gonna be placed in this coffin because most people are dying in coffins these days.
But
in
we've
this
never
part of the world.
seen him do anything coffin related.
No, but he has a coffin.
And the idea to take that coffin, load it onto the back of the truck, and have this whole plan where they're going to stop a little bit before they get there. She's going to get in the coffin. They're going to open it up and like, look who's in here. They know who. Just show her. Just show her.
Yeah, they
tied
could have
up.
put it into like a chest or something.
Yeah, it's. I can understand he wants to be a little theatrical about it, but
No, you don't. You don't understand why it has to be theatrical, but it was way too easy.
No, but I can understand why he might want to be. But the fact
No.
that the only reason, well, don't say no.
I mean,
I'm
no,
saying I can understand.
I know.
why he would want to be theatrical about it.
I'm saying I'm not buying into it.
But
Yeah.
it would only be okay if it wasn't the only reason she was able to take those pills. The fact that she was only able to take those pills because she was in confinement and nobody could see her, now that scene just doesn't work for me anymore.
Oh, absolutely. But the reason I'm saying no is just because I feel like I don't think there's any other circumstance where that it was called for her to be so conveniently placed for them to blow up in his face.
Yeah.
And which is obviously what you just said, but I mean, she could have taken it. I mean, like, it's just so weird when you construct something to get them from point A to point B that causes this whole ruckus. I mean, like, even just the fact that, like, when Sasha comes out as the walker out of that coffin, the fact that Rick's group kind of almost triumphs in a way, like kind of like gets their like most of their people to safety by shooting. Like when Carl decides to shoot the scavengers right behind him, you're like, oh my god, like Carl just caused all this. If he didn't shoot anybody, this whole mess wouldn't have happened. And I was even wondering how it was so easy that Rick didn't get shot so easily by the leader of the scavengers. I guess just because they wanted him to stay alive no matter what happened, but.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that Negan was like, you don't kill Rick.
You don't kill
leave
Rick
him
at
for
all,
me.
yeah, no matter what. You just hold him at gunpoint or whatever it is. And she just, she shot him. Well, she gave him a pretty big wound, not a fatal wound, but, if he doesn't get that patched up, he could die.
I'm sure it'll be fixed by the next episode.
Oh, yeah, for
we'll
sure.
see him put a new bandage on it, and that's the last we'll see of it.
Yeah, but that coffin thing, it was absolutely super practical.
Yeah. No, it was, I wasn't a fan of it.
I mean, it did look cool, but yeah.
Did it?
It did look cool.
It's just there was no greater
purpose
behind it other than we're going to open. Like, it wasn't going to be as dramatic when he opened it up if she was fine.
Just like, oh, hey, Rick, the coffin was very cushiony.
Yeah.
It was a great ride.
It's kind of bright out here because I'm used to the darkness.
And why do you keep you in the coffin all the time? Oh, I wanted to be in the coffin, actually.
Yeah, there's a whole dialogue going on that nobody can really hear each other properly.
I was thinking about Abraham the whole time.
Yeah, so strange. Did you guys? Sorry.
Is this the same comment? Is this somebody else?
Stephanie now.
Okay, cool.
The last one, by the way. Did you guys have a problem with the entrance of the Kingdom and Hilltop? Referring to the final episode, David. Negan's men had a small army outside the gates, not to mention the garbage people. How were two groups on horseback able to get in unseen? We already know there is no back door to Alexandria, and the tunnel system could not get all the horses in. Also, when Negan drove away, he drove a truck out and past the gates, but we never saw them drive in. They waited outside, a fight broke out, and everyone went running in.
Nobody.
There's a few things. Things. So let's talk about the beginning. How did they get in? How did two different groups? First of all,
we don't know for
time
sure.
out perfectly, but we did see there was a whole mess of trucks and stuff outside the front gates.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's the only way into Alexandria.
Not necessarily. We don't know for sure if there's not a back entrance to Alexandria that we never seen before.
We do know
because
Michonne, Glenn said it.
Where did Michonne go to practice?
What do you mean?
When Michonne went to go sneak out to go snipe a little bit, did she use that entrance to get out?
I'm pretty sure she just used the regular entrance, but she went out somewhere else. But we know there's a tunnel entrance,
right?
An exit that Aaron and
Right.
Maggie took once.
Right, to go save Glenn, right?
Well, they went down and they saw that walkers had taken up the other end of that sewer, so they went back up. But in the episode where Glenn came back with Enid, we hear Glenn say that like they went along the fence and there's no other way in.
Oh, he said it?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Like there's no other entrance. Like this is the only entrance. And in this episode, we see all those trucks lined up out there.
Mm-hmm.
The fight breaks out. Sasha's running around trying to eat people, and everybody runs in. Nobody's driving back in.
No, that's true.
And
that I agree. That's definitely a flaw. But when everybody comes in to save Rick,
yeah,
they could have come from the entrance because everybody ran in from the entrance. So everybody left the entrance opened.
But it seemed like they were coming in the wrong way.
Yes,
it seemed like they were running in from the back.
Yes. That's the only plausible explanation. They came in from the entrance and they went around the back and snuck in from the back. And
time was of the essence.
Absolutely. Like Shiva came in, Shiva followed everybody, like a bunch of running humans armed. Who knows if Shiva would have attacked one of her own and ended up attacking somebody next to Negan.
Yeah. But there were still people set up as snipers on the gate. Like they still had a bunch of garbage people.
No, they shot them down.
But there were still people up there when they tried to leave.
No, because don't forget the garbage people were up there along with Alexandrians. So the Alexandrians all ran out. So if they managed to run out, it means they knocked down the people who were just basically scoping with them. Because Carl shot two of them next to him, and I'm guessing the rest turned on them as well. And they had some sacrifice. We didn't see it all. We saw some Alexandrians.
No, but there was still a big group of them sniping or shooting people from the top. Because remember when the Kingdom started running after Negan, and then they got shot at because people were still set up at the top by the gates.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't understand. How they got in.
Then maybe I agree that none of it really worked at all. So if there's no back entrance and there's, as confirmed by Glenn, because I didn't remember, thank you for that, and how the only entrance is the only way to get in, and there were snipers there anyway, how did the Kingdom get in there?
It's very upsetting. Not to mention how convenient it is that both groups showed up at the same time.
Kind of tainted, like, because I love the action sequence because it was the most rewarding thing we've had all season, and yet now it could easily be tainted. Thank you, Stephanie. Not that I don't want to be bitter. I'm not trying to sound bitter, but I can't help it. If she spotted the flaw, I mean, like it's a flaw. I mean, you can't be upset at someone for spotting it.
And I mean, you can climb over the gates. I'd be fine with them coming around the back and climbing over the gates,
or knocking it down somehow.
Enid doing it all the time.
Yeah.
But they're not getting horses to climb over the
Enid
gates.
did get in, so maybe she knows there's another secret entrance back. Maybe they'll address it next season.
There's no secret entrance. Everyone would have known about it. The horses, just to get the horses in. If you left the horses at home, then this isn't even a problem, because I can understand that they just climbed over the fence. And what do you think about them driving away? Having all the cars outside.
Maybe at some point they drove in. I don't know. No, that's the only plausible. But no, of course it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. Stephanie's completely right.
Yeah.
Completely right. And I didn't just want to think about it so much because I'm like, okay, we had an action sequence. We had a battle at the end, and even that's not even done properly.
Yeah. Not a lot of praise for this half season, David.
This entire season.
Yeah, from us for sure, and from the comments. It's
no, I didn't see no positive reviews on this at all. Nope. Not a single one. Not even like. I think it even like overshadows the start of the season, which was one of the most exciting episodes in a while.
Yeah.
And we hated the build up to it, but it's still, it was completely overshadowed by how crappy of a season this was.
Yeah. With a lot of promise. But you know what? Next season has a lot of promise too.
Right.
But if past seasons are giving us any insight into how this next one will go, probably not that hopeful. So, David, that's about all I have to say. Do you have anything you want to say? Anything?
No, I wish I did. No, I've exhausted everything I've wanted to say about this season, and we obviously look forward to the upcoming trailer for the next season, so we could get back to talking about it. So as much as we criticize the show so much, we love talking about it at least.
Yeah, and I would much prefer to really enjoy what's going on than to hate it. But
at least we got no matter what, we'll have something to talk about.
Yeah. So until next season, David, I'm Matt.
That's right, you are, and I am David. Goodbye, everybody.
And not only goodbye, but you can also send your feedback into...
I'm in for me.
thecastingdead@gmail.com. And special thanks to Daryl Banner, who does our theme music. And we will see you soon. If you miss us over the summer, why not check out another show we do, Cringe Talk. You can find that under the Cold Moon Network. And just check it out on iTunes.
If you guys are big fans of Fantasia, we'll have something planned for Fantasia. I neglected to mention that on the last episode for Cringe, but I'll mention it here for those who want to cross over. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise. We'll see JK again, that's for sure.
No, you heard it here first. It's a promise. You will have fun or your money back. So that's it. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.